Hey guys, Laura here from NZPocketGuide.com, and today we're going to go through the video where we did the Skipper's Jet Canyon during New Zealand's biggest gap year. That's a challenge that Robin and I did a couple of years ago where we did 365 days of 365 activities all across New Zealand. So stick around to the end of the video where we're going to go through some of the comments and questions you guys had about the Skipper's Canyon Jet during the first time round when we published this video. See you then.
This morning we are being picked up by the team from Skipper's Canyon Jet, and the journey to get to the jet boat ride is an adventure in itself. We are going down Skipper's Canyon Road once more, which is one of the world's most dangerous roads and an absolute blast to drive on.
After a quick scenic stop to take some photos, we are now heading on the more dangerous part of the Skipper's Road. And along the way, our driver, Rusty, is telling us all about how this road was made about 120 years ago by miners who literally had to build this road on the side of sheer cliff faces.
The road was built for small chariots pulled by horses and not for the big buses that we are using today. So it is a very thin and narrow road, and there is even a section of it called Bus Scratch Corner, which gets its name from, well, you can guess it, right?
Rusty is also telling us about the gold mining history of the area as well, and how gold was actually discovered here by two Maori shepherds in 1862, and this sort of sparked the whole gold rush era in Queenstown.
All along the way, the views are absolutely astonishing. From the backdrop of the mountains, the milky blue water of the Shotover River below, it's stunning. But we are here for a thrill ride. We want to get our adrenaline shot along the Shotover River, and we are going to be boarding on one of the fastest jet boats in New Zealand, the Skipper's Canyon Jet. As soon as we board, we are getting a little safety briefing. It's very simple. The exits of the boat are on every single side, and don't jump, don't stand, and if the driver is making a massive sign, that means we're going to be doing a 360-degree spin. And the first thing that it tells us is we're going to go fast and we're going to do a lot of those spins.
Our driver Kevin is taking us at full speed down the Shotover River. We are going over rapids. We are having near misses with towering river gorge cliff faces. We are doing 360-degree spins, which is the most famous move a jet boat can do. It can spin all the way around in the water on one point. It is crazy.
The area has a huge amount of historical significance in New Zealand. It has a gold mining history, it has a Maori history, and it has a farming history, which is basically almost everything what New Zealand is known for. But we don't hear any of the comments that Kevin is giving us because he's rushing at full speed through the canyon, and we are stuck to the back of our seat because of the G-force and the speed of the jet boat. In fact, the jet boat is going as fast as 80 kilometers an hour, which maybe doesn't sound that fast, but right on the surface of the water, it is an ungodly spin. And with constant near misses and 360-degree spins, we really do not have a second to actually gather our thoughts and even think about what the hell is happening to us right now. It is crazy.
The scenery around us is amazing. We are surrounded by these towering rocky cliffs, and the water is such a vivid blue. It's so awesome. And Kevin is taking a few stops along the way to explain a little bit more about the area, including a famous Lord of the Rings filming location where Arwen is being chased by the ringwraiths.
This will mark the turning point for our tour. We are now making our way back toward the base, and Kevin tells us that this is gonna be even faster than what we did on the way before, because he's not gonna stop to give us any insight or any commentaries. It is just full speed back to the base. He's really pushing the jet boat to its limits, going as fast as he can. And actually, jet boats were invented in New Zealand because we have so many shallow rivers here, and jet boats are the easiest and most maneuverable way to navigate on them. I now understand why we got given some waterproof jackets, because we are getting splashed at every single turn. But because it's so hot today and there is so much wind due to the speed of the jet boat, we are almost drying instantly. It's a very weird ass feeling. One of the epic things about this jet boat as well is that it is really undeterred by even the canyon, the speed, and the rapids. We are passing through quite a few absolutely epic rapids, and the jet boat just doesn't stop.
Jet boating is unlike any other boating experience, and it has to be a must-do in New Zealand. There's so many awesome jet boat tours, and this is definitely one of them where you really get to experience how they effortlessly go along the water and can get so close to the cliff edge without crashing into them. As we get towards the end of this jet boat tour, I start to get a little bit more used to the speed, so I can really embrace the environment that we're in. And I can't believe that gold miners used to work in this sort of environment. It's crazy. We get a couple of moments to take some last photos of the jet boat speeding off, and then it's back onto the bus and back down the treacherous Skipper's Road for some more epic views on our way back to Queenstown.
Back in Queenstown, we are meeting up with the team from the Nomads Hostel because they do offer really cheap as meal for any of the guests. We're actually heading to a bar called the Loco Cantina where we can have dinner for only $3, and that's happening every single night.
I said, all these people are loco for loco.
It feels like almost everybody in our hostel is actually queuing up to get this $3 meal. No one seems to want to be cooking in Queenstown. Everybody wants a cheap meal to go out afterwards.
I'm tucking in. It's free. No, it's not. $3.
After our meal, we feel a little bit peckish, so we head across the road to Ferg Baker, the little sister of the world famous Ferg burger joint.
Guys, we are in Ferg Bakery right here. There is a ton of delicious shit. And Laura picked a raisin Danish. You call yummy that looks, right? But she picked that stuff right here. Literally look like an asshole. Look at all those stuff. She picked a raisin Danish. Look at that! There's strawberries and chocolates on it. Guess what she picked? A freaking Danish! So Laura picked the most boring pastry she could in Ferg Bakery, and I picked something amazing, which is chocolate donut.
Well, let's look at the size for a second.
Yeah, let's look at the size of our asses, and then we'll see what happens. I'm
let's
not
look
buying.
at the size of my stomach and my smile after I've eaten this compared to yours, which is going to be a frown more than anything.
And it's with some awesome food that we end yet another awesome adrenaline-fueled day in Queenstown.
Tomorrow, we are getting back on the Shotover River. We are gonna drive Skipper's Canyon's Road again because we are going whitewater rafting on that goddamn river again. So this river has not finished to entertain us. There is more to do on the Shotover River, so don't miss it.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Now let's get on to some of the comments that you guys had about the Skipper's Canyon Jet the first time round when we published this video. Alright, so we've got Scotia's Place saying, love, love, love that you picked Skipper's Canyon Jet. After months of research on all the companies, this is the one that we will be going with in March. It's the number one for being the best Lord of the Rings spot, and number two, that drive. Wow, it's so exciting to take my husband and kids on this road. Yeah, so the really cool thing about Skipper's Canyon Jet is that it's more than just the jet boating experience itself, but it has that epic road journey on the Skipper's Canyon Road, which is just really scenic but also really gnarly at the same time. But yeah, it's a good thing to sort of compare all the different jet boat tours in Queenstown. We do have an article on NZPocketGuide.com which actually compares every single jet boat tour there is in Queenstown. So just head onto the website and search jet boat Queenstown. It'll be pretty easy to find. And yeah, we compare every single jet boat tour, so make sure that you check that out and see what the other jet boat tours are doing. All right, we also have a comment from Why in the World saying, that road, that's the stuff of nightmares. A bit like the Takaka Hill Road. I have to say, I think that the Skipper's Canyon Road is so much crazier than the Takaka Hill Road, but probably just as windy. So Scotia's Place says, Robin, did you use your GoPro's waterproof casing? We usually did on these sort of tours. It's usually a good idea to do so if you're actually allowed to take your GoPro on tours. Since the first time when we filmed this video, there are quite a few jet boat tours around New Zealand now that actually only allow you to take a GoPro on the tour with you if you have it strapped to like certain parts of your body. Some of the like jetboat tours usually have different rules for different things. So it's also just an extra tip. Make sure that if you do want to take some GoPro footage or action camera footage, that you ask the company like what you're allowed to bring and if you're allowed to actually film during the tour, because yeah, a lot of them are sort of changing their rules on that. So just a heads up. And then finally, we've got Why in the World again saying people are not just loco for loco. They're loco for Fergburger. Indeed, if you've heard anything about Queenstown and its food scene, is that Fergburger's kind of the name on everyone's lips. So yeah, there's usually huge queues to go to Fergburger. It is worth trying, so if you do want to try it, we actually recommend calling up beforehand, so you don't have to wait in that huge queue that there usually is there, and then you'd have to wait, for your burger to be made. Best to just call up and then pick it up when it's ready, skipping that whole queue nonsense, and yeah, that's the way to do it. That's what the locals do. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you have any comments or questions of your own, you can always put them in the comments below, or you can always join us on our live Q&A session, which we do every single Sunday at 8 AM New Zealand time. Alright, we'll see you for the next video.